Y'all, they spoke about targeting individuals in the news. This was in the LA Times, y'all. This article is from February 24th, y'all. This was about 3 weeks ago. Let's read. They literally spoke about targeted individuals. They know that, bro. Let's just get to the juicy part. Watching this documentary, I thought about thousands of private citizens who call themselves targeted individuals who reported similar experiences, including perceived attacks by remote control weapons causing long term illness that have been sounding the alarm for years about possible electromagnetic weaponry deployment on U.S. soil, but they've been derided as delusional. Among them is my father. So this columnist, a Mexican immigrant who worked in the shipment building in San Diego before he was laid off, he believes the CIA experimented on him with electromagnetic weapons that caused him to collapse in pain and develop insomnia, among other things. In his telling, which he's never been able to prove, the CIA was testing the weapon's ability to dramatically alter behavior by targeting drug addicts with electronic intervention. My father was using crack cocaine and quit because of this perceived intervention. Since telling his story in my memoir, I've received dozens of emails from others who claim they're victims of similar electronic torture. Investigations into the cost or causes of Havana syndrome could offer some answers for these people too. Of course, many are deeply skeptical of the CIA's ability to uncover the truth given its history of secret psychological torture experiments targeting marginalized people starting in the 1950s. Wow. Sorry about that. Okay. The White House has not said whether the investigation will include cases involving private citizens. The victims legislation applies only to government personnel and their families. But Taylor, a former Department of Homeland Security chief of staff in the Trump administration who revealed his personal experience of Havana syndrome symptoms in the 60 Minutes report, told me he believes some testimony from private citizens is worthy of investigation too. Authoritarian states, will go after their enemies regardless of whether they wear a government badge or not, he said. If these attackers are indeed being perpetuated by a nation like Russia, it wouldn't surprise me if private citizens in certain capacities would be targeted for reasons that would advance the Kremlin's agenda. Taylor hopes his 60 Minutes testimony will encourage other victims to report. Many stay silent for fear of being perceived as mentally unstable. Since the report aired, he's been contacted by multiple intelligent leaders and others with similar experience. I think we've only seen the tip of the iceberg, he told me. The investigation includes the State Department, the CIA, and the Department of Homeland Security, Defense, and Justice. They have until Friday to update their guidance for personnel. Early this month, Biden named the National Security Council Senior Director for Intelligence Program, Mar Batar, if I said that correctly, as interagency coordinator, but but it's not enough. Mark Zaid, an attorney who has represented numerous government victims dating back to the 1990s, criticized the response completely disorganized and non-uniform. Zaid worries the legislation will be implemented unfairly, leaving people out. Of course it's going to. Of course it's going to leave us out. You see, they're fully aware. And the reason why some of us don't want to go forward is because they know this. Or it's going to be malpractice and we're going to get misdiagnosed. They know this. They're fully aware. That's why they didn't open. They knew that. Look, they know that if they would have the act that Biden administration did, where it's only taking government personnel and their families, they know if they would have opened that up to citizens as well, it would have stirred the pot. They know. They know. Governor Rather, who also spoke to 60 Minutes about her experience with the syndrome, shared similar concerns with me. The Biden administration should create a centralized location for reporting cases, including by private citizens. The U.S. can't appropriately compensate victims without understanding the syndrome causes. That's why investigators should scrutinize the United States' own potential abuse of such technology and collect testimony outside of U.S. government personnel. Private citizens who've been reporting similar attacks since at least the early 2000s deserve to be heard. Most of their claims may be baseless, but the health problems reported by high ranking officials with no history of mental illness offer evidence that we should not categorically dismiss them. So here's the columnist. This is the columnist who wrote this article. If you guys want to, kind of like send her an email, and not with none of that weird talk, please, for crying out loud, please do not reach out to this person. Oh my goodness, this is not going to be good. Anyway, yeah, so, oh, man. So, like I said, they know, they're fully aware of it. But of course, we know that they're aware of it. You see how this article was just released 3 weeks ago. How many of us seen or read or even reported on this article? It's like it was swept under the rug. This is crazy.